How you doing? Bill Nichols, Shade Tree Gunsmithing and Leatherworking. You know, we promised you that we was going to start doing these midweek videos and just talking to people and interviewing people and stuff like that. Just to let you know how we live and, you know, our surroundings and everything, that we're not someone that's any better than anybody else. Matter of fact, I've got my hot cocoa with me. It's kind of rainy and cool outside. It's cold, really. But anyway, I couldn't think of a better way to start this out than to have my cameraman out in front of the camera instead of behind it. He's all the time motioning and everything else. So now this way, leastways, he can't motion at me because he's on the limelight. But anyway, he's my cameraman and he does editing, and he's just a jack of all trades when it comes to this electronic stuff. And I just tell you, I'm dumber than a rock when it comes to it. But now you throw a weapon in front of me and I'll show you where the education's at. But anyway, it's Tim Morse is his name. And Tim, how did you get started? And now we've not rehearsed this, but I'm going to pop some questions on him. How did you get started in film and you know, editing and stuff like that?
I have been an avid movie watcher, I guess, like a lot of people are. And I'm really fascinated by how shots are done and composition and the way people hold the camera and shoot things. And when we started doing this, this was my second attempt at really getting into the behind-the-scenes stuff, like using the camera and stuff like that. Before that, years ago, I did some independent camera work with a friend of mine at the time, and we only recorded 2 videos, but I directed one and shot the camera for one, and he directed another and shot the camera for the other. But I've written scripts, I write stories, I do role-playing on Mondays with friends, and when we started doing this, and you got the new camera that you're using here, I decided to, instead of just recording with the phone, take the camera footage here and put it on my computer and just start experimenting and messing around with the editing software, and that's what we have now.
Yeah, well now, if the videos don't turn out right, now we see who we can blame. See, that way I don't get blamed for it.
I'm still new at it all, so if it doesn't look the best, I'm learning, and I learn every time I make new videos for Bill.
Yeah, well, another question is, or comment that I'm gonna make, ladies. He's single. Yeah. I'm single, but you know, I'm older than dirt. He's a young man, so I'd think about that anyway. But anyway, now you're a bass player, are you not?
Yep.
All right. When did you get started into music? I mean, you know, I've heard you play the bass, and God, he's awesome, really. But when did you get started into music?
I got started in music a long time ago, the end of 5th grade, beginning of 6th grade. And it's real funny because a kid I was friends with at the time, his name was Scott, we decided to join orchestra band in middle school so we could meet girls. And
yeah, I told you, girls, he's a looker.
We both tried out for instruments, and for one reason or another, I really wanted to play the trombone. But when I tried out for different instruments, the band instructor said that I would be really good at clarinet. So I decided to take that. My aunts had all been in orchestra band when they were in high school, and we had an old clarinet that I could use, so it made it really easy. Well, Scott ended up moving away, and I got stuck in band by myself and ended up really liking it, and I stuck with it all the way through my junior year of high school before I quit. But I was always into music. I always wanted to play an instrument, and the first time I ever picked up a guitar, I think I was 14 or 15, and it was a 6-string Peavey that my stepdad had. And I messed around with that for a couple of days and got frustrated and put it down and didn't touch another guitar until I was 19, when I picked up a bass guitar. And I always wanted to play bass, always been a big fan of bass guitars and bass in music in general. I started teaching myself how to play along with help from my friend Eric. We were all in the same band together at the time. And I started teaching myself how to play. I was using my thumb, just the edge of my thumb. And I'm left-handed originally, so I had to teach myself how to play right-handed. And one thing led to another, and me and Eric and my brother Mark and a friend of ours named Nick all decided to form a band together called DSH, and we did that for a couple of years. And I taught myself how to play bass, built my craft, eventually started playing with a pick. I don't use my fingers, I use a pick. And there's the elitists as far as bass playing is concerned. If you play bass with a pick, your fingers, your thumb, or your face, it doesn't matter, you're a bass player. So, but I've been playing since 19, so over 20 years.
Oh. Tell you what, he's pretty good at it, no doubt. I had another question there, and at my age, if you don't write something down, you forget it. And so I forgot it, you know. But anyway, what kind of music do you play now?
I am in a band now called Half of Something, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/halfofsomething. The type of music that we play now, originally I liked to attribute it to modernized classic rock, but that really doesn't fit the bill now. Now it is just an amalgamation of a lot of different rock styles. It's pure rock and roll at its form, which is what we do. And we have influences going all over the place in rock. Like my influences, my major one is AC/DC, but my singer Paul, some of his influences are Living Colour, Stone Temple Pilots, Prince, things like that. Our drummer Ashley, who is phenomenal by the way, she has a lot of newer influences like Seven Dust and Nonpoint and bands like that. Our guitarist Brent, he's a musical jukebox, and his influences range kind of along where mine are, but a little newer too. Like Metallica is a big influence for him, and our guitarist Jay, a big influence with him is like Megadeth and Iron Maiden and things like that. So it's all over the place, but when you mix it all together, it sounds really good.
I know I've heard them. They do sound good. And I know what that question was a while ago. It was pertaining to his education. You ever notice them big words he's using? I mean, I'm telling you what, he's using words that I don't even know the definition of. So I hope they are good words. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just an old country boy. Keep trying to tell y'all. But anyway, I like to have fun while I'm doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I notice my girls keep wanting to get into the show too. But Tim, what's your foreseen things that's going to happen in the band?
Well, as a matter of fact, we are in the studio now recording our first EP, which is an extended play. Mm-hmm. It's 6 songs, and it's got a pretty good theme to it. It's going to be called Genesis/Exodus, the beginning and then the end. The end of something, the beginning of another. The songs all definitely fit in with that theme of Genesis and Exodus. I can't tell you much more than that. I want to keep it as much of a secret as possible.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
But we should be able to have it out sometime around spring of next year.
No, that's right. We're just about to the end of this year,
yep.
Are we not?
Yep.
Yeah. And I tell you what, somebody's been passing it around on Facebook about the 21st, that 45 minutes after sunrise, that the Bethlehem Star, I believe is what they call it, mm-hmm. Is going to shine. Tim knows I don't know, I'm just going to say the educational thing about it. I mean, I don't, but anyway, it's not happened for how long?
Now, I'm no astrologist, but from what I've read, it's been around 800 years since the last time Jupiter and Saturn have gotten into within a degree of each other, if I'm not mistaken. And because they'll be so close visually to us, it'll look like a big giant star, and they call it the Christmas star.
Okay, that's pretty neat. But anyway, just you know, jump out there and take a peek at it. You know, you can let us know whether or not you looked at it. I'm hoping I can see good enough. I mean, I've got my high-tech other set of eyes here that helps me, when I'm doing my work and when I'm driving and when I'm eating and watching TV and but anyway, other than that, I can't see nothing. That's why I'm not camera shy. I can't see the camera. I'm lying, really. But anyway, Tim, is there anything else you want to tell the people out there about yourself? I mean, he's divorced, and he has 2 lovely children. And tell us about your kids.
My kids, I have a daughter who just turned 11. I have a son who is 9, and they are absolutely wonderful and fantastic. They're the best kids any dad could have. I know every dad will say that about their kids, but I mean it about mine.
Yes, he does.
When we're together, we're always doing stuff. We always like to joke around and play. My daughter's a big movie watcher, so I get to watch movies with her. My son, not so much. He's more into video games than he is movies, so him and I do video games, but we all love to read. So that's a big part of what we do. And on Saturdays or Sundays, we usually go to a bookstore not too far from here and pick out new books to read.
That's neat. I know I've seen them together several times, and they're just like Frit and Frat. I mean, they just right together, buddy. And that's really neat. I mean, that's something I've never had, but I mean, it's just it pleases me to see them, like that, and to be around it, to see them, interact like that and everything else. But anyway, is there anything else there that you can think of right at the moment? I mean, we just gonna let people know a little bit about us, and a little about you.
Nothing that I can think of right now. I mean, I'm super awesome, and I.
You know what? That is one thing about him. There's no conceit in his family. He has it all. So.
I role play with friends, like I said before. That's a big passion of mine. I've been doing that since I was 13. And my friends up in Michigan who are going to be watching this, you guys all know who you are and how I got started with that. And that's been something that I've been doing pretty much non-stop since I was 13 years old.
Wow.
I play bass guitar. That's another passion of mine. I love music. In all its forms. I'm more partial to other types of music than some, but I don't disregard music simply based on who does it or what type of style it is. I'll always give something a chance. Obviously, I'm more into rock and all its variations and stuff like that, but I'm not opposed to listening to other things.
Well, that makes you a true musician, because I'm a musician. At 66, I'm still a musician. I have drums, everything else that I play, but I'm a music lover. I listen to all of it, and it's like you. A true musician will feel that way because he loves music. But I tell you what, I believe that's going to just about wind up this session of it, because we're not going to make them as long as we do the videos that we put out on, about the tutorial videos that we do and stuff like that. But here it is. It's coming up, Christmas. I'm going to say it again, that I wish each and every one out there a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, a sober New Year, most of all, especially the next day. That night, it's okay to party, but everybody should know their limit. Maybe we'll get rid of this COVID thing before long and throw them masks in a trash can. But it's been real good to talk to you, to interview Tim, and let you know a part of what's going on around here and what he does and stuff. And so, looking forward to the next time we see you on here. Y'all have a real good evening. Great holidays coming up. Christmas, I always like to call it Christmas because of Christ being in it. And we will see you the next time.